but we did replace some tin. But now, like, you get tin, it's the whole length of the roof, so there's less seams, right? That's better. Shingles, I'll never do shingles. I hate shingles. Shingles, if you want, unless you like spending money on roofs, you know, they might aesthetically look a little nicer, but the idea that you got, you know, like shingles, like that ice build up right there, what happens is water builds up underneath it and lifts it up at the edge, and then you got a rotted roof at the edges. The roof I did yesterday, one of the first things I check when I do a roof is how rotten is it at the edges, right? The tin, never a problem. The higher the pitch, never the problem. That's why you got houses from like the 1900s still around, because the roofs were like this, you know, like they had like a 60-degree pitch on the roof. People are like, oh, but it's expensive to make a roof that big. Yeah, but you never have to replace it in your lifetime. You know what I mean? Like, you only do it once. Like, what you're going to spend on the second rebuilding and fixing of the roof, you know, like, okay, yeah, screws, yeah, you gotta maybe every 10 years or so re-grommet them, because the grommets just, oh, they just wear out, you know, like they, you know, is what it is, right? But I'd rather do that than replace, you know, like, what's a roof now? It used to be about 20 grand a roof, now it's probably about 80 grand, you know, to do the same thing. Mind you, roofs are built really well now in a lot of ways, but if the pitch is not enough, like, what you're going to save on the pitch, right, the angle in which your roof is, what you're going to save on the pitch, you're going to spend in heating bills anyway, and in replacing, you know, like the tin, you're replacing the, what's it called, shingles, whatever. So I'd rather spend more money for a higher pitch that everything slides off, and the ice never gets a chance to really build up on the edge. You know, and yeah, but this picture of this roof is not too bad. It's reasonable. Like, even like a barn shaped roof like that, you can see, like, on the garage, look, the snow's still holding on that, like on the sides, like there's 6 inches of snow holding on a 60-degree angle there. That's how much hold you get off of that. Now with shingles, my aunt and uncle, they have shingles over there, and right at the barn roof, right where it hinges, that's where all your ice buildup is, and that's where it all rots. So I'd do tin the whole way, you'd be fine. But that said, if you go up even right to the peak, instead of having the barn, and you go straight up, mind you, your peak's going to be an extra 10 feet in the air. Yeah, it's a lot of extra material, but nothing can hold that. Nothing. Like, it's just too much weight. You know what I mean? Like, it can't, the snow can't stay on it at all, and then your building lasts like 150 years, because it's just like nothing could, like, it's the roof just, you know, sheds everything. You know, you might get the odd rain leak every now and then, but it's not enough to rot the roof, you know what I mean? And if you stay on top of just that part of it, crash all the icicles. Ooh, watch the light bulb. See if we can get that here. I don't want to pull too much down onto the well, nothing will fall that way, but we have like a lean-to over the heat pump unit. So there. Yeah, see, like, it looks like I got really far on the roof. I'm about halfway. Like, you think you're really far, but when you stand back, you realize you're only about halfway. So, but that's usually enough for this. So if I had an extra 2 extensions, I could probably get almost to the peak. 3 for sure. Makes it a bit cumbersome, but like I say, you do the first half of the roof and then you do the second half of the roof, right? So get all this. That way, if we do get freezing rain the next couple of days, it's a lot less weight, and it helps it to slide versus, because it's supposed to get really mild, so this will help everything to slide, so it won't have a chance to freeze to the roof. That's, yeah. Well, you hear the thump, right? Another little trick you can do for your roof rake is put 2 like little corks or tennis balls on it, so it never hits the roof, the screws, top of the screws. So I'm going to go about like that anyway. And then I'm going to go do the other side. And my kitty cat should be pleased with me. Well, kitty cats are never pleased, but at least I don't have to worry about anything big falling and hitting her. Look at this. Look at this one. Stuck to the side there. That could hurt Smoky in the head. It doesn't seem like that. There's about 3 or 4 pounds right there. You know, just in that little chunk right there. You know. Yeah, so this is the roof raking life. This roof rake has made me a lot of money though. You know. How much should you charge to do a roof from the ground like this? Well, I do 25 bucks an hour to 35 bucks an hour. If I'm, you know, depends on how hard it is on the bottom. Like a roof like this is not bad. I'm obviously not charging my dad to do this because he could say, yeah, well, I'm going to up your rent. You know, he could do that too, you know. Yeah. So you gotta compromise sometimes. You know what I mean? But like if this was a client, I would be probably charging him about 25 an hour for this. You know, because it's not an impossible roof to get to. Now, if this was like most cottages were built on like a cliff face, you got to get up on a big ladder and stuff like that. Well, maybe 35 to 40. If you are on a roof, like a flat roof that you have to get on, like $500-600 to do a roof is not unreasonable. You know, especially if you're up there with a snow scoop. Like obviously on this, you'll never get on it with a snow scoop. It's not that kind of a roof. But there's a lot of roofs that are like this where you can get on them, and yeah, like it takes you days to do it, right? Sometimes, especially if you're by yourself. But if you've got 4 or 5 guys, you can knock out a roof or 2 in a day, but you have to charge for that, right? If you're doing it just yourself, because everybody waits till there's 4 feet. The people with flat roofs wait till there's like 4 feet of snow on there before they do anything about it. And I always say, if you want to keep it cheap, right, just do a little bit after every snowfall. You're still going to save a lot of money, and you're not damaging your roof. You know what I mean? Like that's the big one. Like it's not about paying the guy to do it. Like it's what it's going to cost you to replace the roof when you let the winter damage do the damage. You know what I mean? That's not too bad. We'll go with that. So I already can see it's starting to let go a bit at the top, so that's good. So once it turns mild tomorrow, the next day, whatever. The one thing about roof rakes though, especially these types, you can get the ones that are just telescopicing. They don't do this, but look at my gloves. This is my roof rake gloves. That's the damage of these gloves, not in one season, but you're gonna go through a lot of gloves. Doesn't matter how much you pay for the gloves. Those screws and stuff, they just rip up your gloves. There's nothing you can do about it except for buy more gloves. That's it. That's the solution. Buy more gloves. Alright, so I can get this one done today. The roof in the back, I got to get up there with the snow scoop. Get that one done. I might do that one tomorrow. Before it gets too heavy, you know. There. It should be kitty cat approved. I'm gonna go do the front now. And come on now. Come on now. Yeah, an extra 2 extensions on this. There's one client, I had 6 extensions on this. Like on this. Because hers it worked with mine. And she has like a lean-to. The way her house is built, it's like it comes off the roof, but it like ends by like the driveway marker there. And yeah, it's like I was able to get like almost to the peak. Well, no, I was able to get to the peak on it, and she was like she couldn't believe it because never got that far. Nobody ever thought about, you know, adding them all together like that, eh? Mind you, you have to do like a bit and then extend a bit because it becomes so floppy, eh? So, yeah, there we go. Oh yeah, there's the old internet. There we go. This one I don't do as much, but this side's usually never as bad because everything blows over to the far roof, right? Because the wind comes this way, right? You see the flag. See, the flag agrees with. Okay, salute to the Canadian flag. My home and native land. There you go. Like there's true patriots.